Allen Pounds. It's the Allen Pounds Show. Where we lock you low. Come on. It's the Allen Pounds Show. Where we lock you low. Come on. It's the Allen Pounds Show. Where we lock you low. It's the Allen Pounds Show. Where we lock you low. Come on. Where we lock you low. Allen Pounds. It's the Allen Pounds Show. Where we lock you low. Come on. It's the Allen Pounds Show. Where we lock you low. Come on. It's the Allen Pounds Show. Where we lock you low. It's the Allen Pounds Show. Where we lock you low. Come on. Welcome everyone to another edition of the Allen Powell Show. This is a somber Wednesday show for us. Me and you, Vic, was just talking a little bit before the show, and even KC got to be feeling a little somber with his cheeks right now. Everybody's team is losing. I would say KC probably feel a little bit better about us. They got a pedigree, at least come back to make some hay. But this Bears, bro, dog, as you seen in the thumbnail and the title, the season is over already. It's over. It's over, bro. We back to being the worst team in the division, and I'm looking like, when is the draft coming? That's where I'm at right now. But let me welcome in everybody. KC, thank you for coming on. Fernando is back. The people liked you the first week.
No problem.
You back. You know, you sound like you was talking some good stuff, but I still ain't buying it. But you're welcome to come back to explain some more about why these Bears are so trash. But I just want to jump it off, man. With this last game, bro, we gave up a 50 burger, bro. A 50 burger. Dennis Allen, all I heard was, oh, he didn't make it good as a head coach, but as a D coordinator, he's going to do this, that, and other. I know we got injuries. I understand that. But if you're that great as a defensive coordinator, you can't give up no 52 points. You can't do it. Ain't no way possible. I don't want to hear. Fernando, talk some sense to me because I'm ranting and I'm angry and the Bears season is over. Tell me something that I'm lying about.
I can't say the season is over. I mean,
it's definitely over. It's over. It's over. Tell me how it ain't over. Tell me how it's not over. The Bears season is over. Right now, I'm looking towards the draft. Tell me how it's not over. Explain.
Well, number one, you're not going to lose, you're not going to have less than 5 wins. Right?
You sure?
It's about gradual improvement. It's about gradual improvement, right? Okay. New system, new O-line, new players. It takes time. You guys are missing pieces, right? Just be transparent. Did you guys have the expectation of winning the division when this transaction of getting Ben Johnson happened?
We don't have to win the division, but I wanted to at least win 9 games. Give me 9 and 8. Can I get 9 games about you? We are not winning 9 games this year. You cannot convince me that we're winning 9 games.
No, I'm not going to convince you of that. I'm not going to convince you of that. I'm not going to try to convince you of that.
Okay.
The secondary is atrocious. You allow at least 5 yards a clip on a ground. So, your defense is bad. But, this whole offense of bringing Ben Johnson, everything was circled around Caleb Williams, right? And if we took the conversation and focus on that, Caleb doesn't look bad. He doesn't. Is this
the story that you're rolling with right now? This is the tree the hill you want to die on, the positivity you trying to bring on is Caleb Williams don't look back. All right, enough of you.
Yes.
Enough of you, Fernando. You done said enough. That's it for you. You didn't convince me. Vic, it's on you, brother. We had a talk before the show. You feeling the same way I'm feeling. Tell me what's going on with this.
Bro, I went into the season with higher expectations. I'll be honest, I did, because I thought we improved the area that we need to improve with more than one player, like the interior of the offensive line. I really thought we had got that right. Joe Tooney's been great. His name has not been mentioned.
Yes.
Jonah Jackson right now is the worst offensive lineman through two games in the NFL.
Yeah.
The fourth from the bottom offensive lineman is the guy who's right next door to him, Donnell Wright. He is. We have 2 of the bottom 5 offensive linemen through 2 weeks in the NFL. Donnell Wright's the top 10 pick in the NFL. I'm not making no excuses. I'm sorry, it's his 3rd year. I'm not making no excuses for him.
Yeah.
He has not lived up to the expectation. He'll be bad, and I don't know if he ever will. Braxton Jones is terrible, has been. You and I have been on this show talking about this guy for three years. Pose won't do anything to replace this guy. You draft Isaac Shapiro with a high draft pick. Second round pick, and he can't beat out Braxton Jones. That says everything I need to know about Ryan Poles. You drafted 34 players since you've been here. 26 of them have started, but none of them have ever made a Pro Bowl. Your Pro Bowlers were Jalen Johnson. You didn't draft that guy.
How? Let me ask you this.
You traded Roquan Smith for a bag of now laters because
I want to get to something I want your opinion on because you make some valid points with Ryan Poles. And everybody that's sharing, make sure y'all share this live and comment. We're gonna post the comments and all that good stuff. But I can't believe we gave up a 50 burger, bro. Tell me what's up with Dennis Allen in defense? I know we got injuries. I understand that. But if he is great as people were saying he was, how are we giving up 50 burgers?
Bro, it's something just we really got exposed. I think it's a little bit more than Dennis Allen, bro. I think it's like the talent, bro. I'm looking at this guy, Tyrese Stevenson. He played well. He played well at the end of his rookie year.
Yeah.
And since the beginning of the first game last year, he stunk. He's been our number one corner because Jalen Johnson been injured, so he's been our number one guy. Bro, you see these easy touchdowns he's giving up. Like, it's ridiculous, bro. Like, the talent is not coming out. It's not turning out to be what I thought it was, bro. Like, it's not there. We traded second round pick for Montez Sweat. He's been invisible. He's been terrible. Grady Jarrett, it took him one game before his age and everything kicked in the way it is now. Guess what? He's on the injury report. He may not play this week. Only took 1 or 2 games before he was on the injury report. So you drafted Kyler Gordon with your first overall pick. He has not played 17 games yet. You had a pick three picks later. You had a chance to pick up George Pickens. You didn't. You drafted Jaquan Brisker. He hasn't played 17 games in the season yet.
We got a whole bunch.
What you did do your first year though is trade away the best player on the team.
Roquan Smith.
But no, trade away the best player on the team because he wouldn't let you put de-escalators in his contract. You trade away the best player on the team, and then you replace him with a guy like Tremaine Evans for the same money, who is nowhere near talented.
Right. I see you post that on your social media about Roquan Smith. I want to get to Mike real quick, man. Just as an observer, you know, no skin in the game, just watching the Bears, bro, and the excitement we had. I talked to him the preseason, bro. I was like, yo, we got the best weapons in the division. And now the season is over. Tell me what, and you see us at the gig, you see the excitement we had before the year started, and now you see us going into week 3, and you see our faces. What can you say to us, brother? Because we feeling it over here, brother. It's tough.
Yeah, I know, man. I'm feeling. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm feeling your pain, man. Like I said, I was there. I felt like I was optimistic that the Bears, could turn it around and, at least be competitive, right?
Yeah.
So going into the season, I'm like, hey, week 1, that's almost a must win, right? You have to beat Minnesota. Rookie quarterback coming in. Yes. I don't care what it is. You have to beat them. You lose that game. Now you're going to Detroit, on the hope and the prayer, and then Detroit put up 50 on you. So it's like it's bad because it's like the other teams, your schedule doesn't get any easier.
Yes.
And those teams that you play, you have not beaten before. Or, other than, like your division route. But I'm saying like your Washingtons, your Phillies, your Green Bays and Detroit again. Like those teams are that's a tough game, what I'm saying? And the Bears have not shown that they can beat, upper echelon teams, so it's an uphill battle. So to say it's over, I can't say that because it's not over. They don't have an E by their name yet, right? Eliminated. So I can't say it's over, but it's not looking good.
Not looking good at all. And like you say, if they win that game against Minnesota, we're not having this conversation right now. We got that W, and then we got a loss on the road to explosive.
Maybe a loss. See what I always been saying. I mean, Vic Nodell, I said, man, the Bears got to learn how to win games, bro. Yeah. You start winning games, you can build some momentum going into Detroit. You know what I'm saying? Right. You got some momentum going in instead of, trying to regroup and beat a team that, you haven't, beaten in a while up there. Like you had them on the ropes last year, but you didn't seal the deal. You didn't get the dub. Yeah. You left with an L. The Bears got to learn how to start getting the dubs. I don't care if it's by 1.
Right.
or half a point. You know what I'm saying? You have to start getting dubs, and they're not able to do that at this moment.
Yeah, it's bad, man. Like I said, you got to win that game at the crib in Minnesota. And now we sitting here 1-1, having a better conversation. Our demeanors are better. Me and Vic ain't looking with the sad face. Fernando probably what he says.
You might be 2-0, Al. You know what I'm saying? We don't know that. You might be 2-0.
But I'm saying, okay,
I
get what you're saying. Like if you start off with a win, you build momentum. Things is a little different. But we just say the sake for argument, we win that game and then we go to Detroit and lose a road game to a high-powered Detroit team. Okay, cool. I take that. You go on the road lose, and you 1-1 going into the Dallas week. Now when Fernando try to talk this positivity, maybe I might listen to him a little more. But what he's saying right now, I ain't buying. But I'm gonna give you the last word, Fernando, before we move on. You can try to sway us again because right now we ain't buying what you're selling, brother.
Oh, I'm not going to try to sway you. I'm not going to try to sway you at all.
It's over. The season is over.
They're not going to make the playoffs. I'll say that. They're not going to make the playoffs, but I can't say the season is over because there's still a lot of growth and development that could happen from a young team. You got a new coach. You got a new offense. This is a year. I mean, when I saw the Bears this year, I didn't have the expectation of them making the playoffs. That's just being completely transparent. But
what about 9 wins? What about 9 wins? Did you see possibility of 9 wins?
No, I saw more of an 8-9 team. I didn't see a winning record. I saw like an 8-9 team, and because the reason why I said 8-9 because that is a tough division, right? Yeah. That is a tough division. Yes, the one loss that you're always going to go back to and look at is that Minnesota loss, right? But you're going to see them again, and I think by seeing them again, there'll be growth that's going to happen progressively to make this team better.
Can they win 8 games now? Can they win like you?
It's hard. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard, and it's hard to make predictions like that. I mean, we just saw 6 QBs go down. Yeah. In this past week, so a lot can happen. You might say, "Oh, this is a wash," and when they go, that starter may be down. So you don't know. A lot of things can happen between now and then. But some bright things to look at. Yeah. This was a season that there was like, "Oh, DJ Moore, Roman Dunze has been growing, right? Roman Dunze has been showing some stuff. Caleb has been showing some stuff. Now it's to get the tight end involved. Maybe bring in a different back and not trying to put this heavy load on Swift. There's a lot of potential for this team. I see them getting better. I don't see their records reflecting that, but I see this team potentially getting better with the young team that they have.
Okay. All right.
It's not you're in a good position as the Bears because this is a team that isn't do or die. You didn't go all in for Micah Parsons. You didn't smell it several times like Detroit. Detroit is not going to progressively get better, right? Minnesota looked like they're starting all over too with a QB. Mm-hmm. Not in a bad spot as a franchise is what I'm saying. That's all.
I hear you. That's some good positivity. We'll see. We got people checking in. Facebook, Ben King said, "Laugh out loud. It's over." See, it's over. Let's go, King Angel checking in. Appreciate y'all checking in. Make sure y'all share the live and comment. Y'all people can see it. But we're gonna move on, man, because I don't even want to talk about the Bears no more. We'll see what happened in this Dallas week. That's not going to be an easy game either. I think we got a chance potentially offensively to put up some numbers because that defense looks atrocious as well. But I would say Dallas should be favored in that game, just going forward. I think they playing in Chicago, so maybe we got a chance. We at the crib, so maybe we'll see. Let's go around the league real quick though. I see. Let me see if Mike is back because we got to talk about his Chiefs. Yeah, he back. Let me get him back in.
Ain't no little kid, dog.
We going around the league, man. So I'm gonna bring it to you, Mike. The Chiefs. 0-2, lost to the Eagles on a tough game, tough team. I'm looking at this season for the Chiefs. It's going to be tough because I think the division is tough, and I think the injuries are piling up, and I just think it's going to be a tough season. I think it's going to be a tightly contested division. And the AFC is going to be tightly contested. But just give me your take of how you feeling about your Chiefs right now. 0-2, 2 tough games. The Chargers and the Eagles, I believe, were both playoff teams last year. So, I mean, I know everybody's not going to be a playoff team from last year, but we expected, them to win at least one of those games, at least at the crib. But how you feeling about your Chiefs?
Man, honestly, man, after I seen how they played last week, man, I actually feel pretty good, man. Just because I just know the pedigree, you know what I'm saying? It's just 2 games, right? I mean, Pat Mahomes is still, man. Pat looked good, man. Regardless of what the national media says and what the the people on the outside looking in, Pat looks good. I just feel like the Chargers are the team that like they're striving to beat us, right? They, like I said, they hadn't beat us in 4 years, so these are not excuses. This is just, to me, this is just facts. Like, hey, they're giving us everything that they had, right? Okay, so we took one up, but the game wasn't like a blowout, right? The last team to blow us out was Philly, right? They gave Belta a BTA, right?
Yeah.
The Chiefs don't get that often, right? There was a miscue on defense late in the game. After all the things that happened, friendly fire with Kelsey hitting Worthy,
Right.
the Chargers, I mean, they won the game, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't like a convincing win, right? It was like, hey, the Chiefs, hey, they were coming back, right? Okay, cool. Defense did play bad. Next week, the defense, to me, played outstanding against Philadelphia, right? 20-17, you tell me, hey, we got points. I'll take
Hold on,
for
you
the game,
getting
right?
some bad service real quick. Hold on, we're gonna get you right. We're gonna get you together, see if we can get them back. Maybe log back out and come back in and see if we can get them together. Fernando, I want to come to you because I think last week you said that it's gonna be a changing of the guard. It's gonna be a changing of the guard this year, and I'm pretty sure you probably still feeling the same way. After the Chiefs lose again, is that even more ammo for you to say the Chargers taking over this division?
I don't think I needed the Chiefs to lose to show that. I think just the Chargers' performance in itself and how they played shows that they were a very poised team on both sides of the ball, right?
Yeah.
You're seeing a balanced offense. You're seeing a rejuvenated Keenan Allen. Lad McConkey's not going to get 125 catches or whatever like people were saying he was going to do. You're seeing better ball distribution, and they haven't even got their run game together yet.
Right.
And they're playing great defense. I mean, they're probably going to lose Mac for a couple of weeks, but they're playing great defense. My concern with the Chiefs is I'm worried about Pat Mahomes.
Right.
I'm worried about Pat Mahomes because he is and happy birthday to Pat Mahomes. He just turned 30 today, so happy birthday to him. He is possibly one of the most competitive players that exists in the NFL, right?
Yeah.
His talent, his skill says that. And I think because of that competitive nature, he's doing a lot of running that he shouldn't be doing.
Yeah.
And he's running and dropping his shoulders into Cat to try to deliver a message to hype up his team. Bruh, in basketball, Jordan could put a team on his back. Football, watch yourself when you do that because you will get hurt. And that's my concern about Pat Mahomes.
I get that.
I need him to stay healthy and and rely on the weapons that he has, and they need to get their run game together because if they don't, he's going to take off, and that's not good.
And that's the thing that I focused on. Like, they have no run game right now, and I always liked Pacheco as a running back, and then Kareem Hunt was always a pretty solid running back, but for whatever reason now, maybe that Joe Toney, that's part of the problem. They don't have a run game. Vic, how are you feeling about the Chiefs now?
Yeah, man, I was one of the guys that was on record at thinking that they were predicting the demise of Pat Mahomes a little too fast for me. I'm like, man, he just showed me the ability to be great when all the time, like 90% of the time, this dude is great, not just good. 90% of the time, he's great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I thought that the demise of him in the preseason, the national media, I thought they were off. But now I'm looking at them playing, I'm looking at them, what they've lost and, different injuries and different things like that. And they just not the same Chiefs, man. They not coming out there with the same, aura. Like a lot of times, sometimes they had teams defeated mentally before the game. Like we got Pat Mahomes, we got Travis Kelce. We don't have a shot. I think after that BTA by the Eagles in the Super Bowl, everybody felt like they got a chance. Nobody fears him anymore. And that's a big thing. Nobody fears him, especially not Jim Harbaugh. I mean, especially not Jim Harbaugh. He probably never did. He just needed the right roster to compete against him.
Yeah.
And then people saying rejuvenated Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen played well in Chicago last year, missing 4 games, still had 800 yards receiving. He played them 4 games. He played them next 4 games. He's our leading receiver. He over 1,000 yards last year. He's not rejuvenated. He's just back with a quarterback and an offensive line that is getting him the ball and protect. And just I want to touch on the Bears game one more time, but what's not giving me hope about the Bears when people saying improvement? We didn't sack Jared Goff one time, bro. That last game. Not once.
Yeah.
Not one. We didn't sack Sam Don. Damn, my bad.
JJ
McCarthy had all in the second half of that last game.
Yeah.
So you're talking 6 quarters with no pressure on the quarterback.
Yep. But I'm gonna talk about the like the Chiefs for me. And like y'all say, I think that Keenan Allen was a great move for the Chargers to get another veteran presence in there, like a security blanket, somebody that know just a vet, just a KG vet with the young talent that you got. That was a great pickup.
Got the rapport with Justin Herbert. Like, shoot, the year before, the man only played like 12, 13 games and led the NFL in catches. You know what I'm saying? Justin Herbert looks for that dude. Like, he looked for him. That's his guy. He looked to him. That offense looked totally different now that those other young guys have developed. And then you bring the veteran back this year.
Yes.
Make them look totally different.
Yes. Everyone that's checking in, make sure y'all share the live and comment on here.
And then I'm also worried about the Chiefs on defense, bro. They secondary it's not doing much. You know what I'm saying? They team can throw them. Now, their defensive line is still good. They still front seven is still good. But they got some problems in the secondary. I'm just looking at like, man, they crazy, man.
Hey, we got Dewan Freeman said, put my boy Vic on ESPN. He knows
that's my boy. That's my boy to work.
For sure. Yeah. That's why I bring him back every week. What you mean, Dewan Freeman? That's why I every week. Jeff Rutherford said, yo, what's up, good? Shout out to Life Coach Jeff. Man, listen, I want to get to real quick question, Vic. Are the Chiefs still going to make the playoffs? Yes or no?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
Yes. Okay.
I think so. Because I'm being honest, bro. They gonna get healthy and wide out in a little while. They're gonna get healthy and wide out in a little while. Yeah. And that's gonna be a problem. Hollywood Brown, he gonna be able to slide back to the slot. You're gonna have Rice and Worthy outside. That team gonna look a little different about week 6, week 7. They still got the Raiders twice. They still got the Broncos twice. And I know some people are hyping these teams up.
Yeah.
But I'm not seeing it yet. I'm not buying in on them yet. I think they still both a year away, and they still aren't as good as the Chiefs.
Gotcha. Fernando, will the Chiefs make the playoffs? Yes or no?
I'm gonna say yes.
Okay.
Primarily because even if I'm predicting, Chargers going to win the division. Okay. I'm saying the Joe Burrow loss opens up a wild card seat that could have been competed against. So, like I said, it's a long season. A lot can happen. I'm not going to just up here and say no because things could happen, momentums could shift, and circumstances could create opportunities.
If Joe Burrow doesn't get injured, would you be saying no right now?
Well, it's the Joe Burrow thing, and I mean, look at the Colts, right? We got a shocking team. We got a shocking team here. So it's like,
I'm glad you brought that up. Let's go ahead and get to that. Every year on this show, when the first 2 games is over, I like to play a little game called Contender or Pretender. We got 2-2-0 teams that I want to talk about. That last year, the Colts didn't make the playoffs, and I don't believe the Cardinals made it either. If I'm remembering correct, they didn't make it. 2 teams, 2-0, and you always get tricked in these first couple of weeks to try to find out are these teams for real or not. And I'm looking at these 2 squads and who they played. So the Cardinals, I'm calling them a pretender right now without seeing the actual footage of the games. I'm just looking at the opponent they play. They play the Saints, who's is nothing, and then the Panthers, who's nothing. And so they got 2 W's, but you only can play the people in front of you. And then the Colts played the Dolphins, who was a playoff team last year, but they trashed.
No.
They didn't make playoffs last
2 years ago. 2 years ago.
Okay. But they on paper they have talent, and a lot they have a talent on that team. I think if you were to ask their fan base, do they expect to make the playoffs, they would say yes. And then they played the Broncos, who did make the playoffs last year, and people were very scary of this team this year. So, and they beat them, came back and won that game. So, as crazy as it is, Daniel Jones at quarterback, for the dude is balling out right now. And so I'm calling them a legit contender right now in the AFC South, where the Texans is not looking like too much enough. You got a rookie quarterback with Tennessee. So I'm thinking this Colts team actually got a chance. I'm calling them a contender. Vic, what's your stance on the Cardinals and the Colts?
Yeah, after 2 weeks, I'm calling the Cardinals a pretender. The Rams are going to win the AFC West because they're going to be the most healthiest at the end of the year. Yeah, I'm calling the Cardinals a pretender, bro. Because they still got to play their division, and I think the Seahawks are better. I do. Right. I think the 49ers, if they had Brock Purdy, are better.
Yeah.
And I know the Rams are better.
Okay.
Getting to the NFC South. I think Indianapolis is a contender because I don't know what Jacksonville is, bro. I don't know what Trevor Lawrence and those guys are. I don't. I'm still waiting to see what this guy is. You know what I'm saying? Like you already touched on the rookie quarterback for the Titans. I don't see them. They still developing. They still a year or two away. Right. You know what I'm saying? And the Texans still can't protect C.J. Stroud. They still haven't got that offensive line to match that defensive line. They got the defensive line. They got some dogs on that defensive line in Texas. But that offensive line, they about worse as the Bears, bro.
Yeah.
So that's why I say that's why I say that they're contender, because right now Indianapolis is playing better than Texas.
Yeah, for sure. And the thing about the Colts is they got a dog at running back, Jonathan Taylor. He's a dog. And then if you got a running game, that's half the battle right there.
And then the running game got even better when you add a good scrambling quarterback like Daniel Jones. See, this is what happened to the Bears. Think about the people who realize the Bears, Justin Fields last year led the NFL in rushing.
Yeah.
You take Justin Fields away, you bottom 3.
Yeah. Fernando, contender, pretender, Colts and Cards.
I mean, it's obvious, right? Arizona is definitely pretenders here. You played not only the worst 2 teams in the NFC South, possibly one of the worst 2 teams in the NFC, period, right? With their conditions and where they're at. Does Arizona have potential to be better? Yeah, I mean, you have, the Marvin Harrisons, which is going to improve, and you have, their tight end McBride. But it's just something about Kyler Murray I just do not trust. Right? Yeah. I mean, this week we have last week it was Kyler against Bryce Young, the battle of the under 6 feet quarterbacks. It's like it's just I don't trust the guy. I just don't trust the guy. He's never shown me anything that had made me say wow. Right? When you think about Kyler Murray, you can only think about that one time he threw this bomb to DeAndre Hopkins and caught it in traffic, and that was it. That's it. That's your Kyler Murray moment. But as far as the Colts, man, I mean, we're talking about the Colts. We're calling them contenders. This was a team that went 8-9 last year with Anthony Richardson, and who was the other guy? With is it Flacco or Minshew? We don't even know.
I thought it was Carson Wentz.
I thought it was.
I think it was Carson Wentz when Richardson got hurt. I think it was Carson Wentz.
That just shows you right there. We don't even remember. We don't even remember who they say is quarterback was. One of them white guys. One of them white guys.
Right. One of them guys going to be hang on in the NFL for 30, 40 years and make a lot of money as a backup quarterback.
Yeah. One of them quarterbacks.
Chase Daniel, Mike Glennon, Yeah.
This team is playing. They have a great run game because they have a great line. And when you have a great line, give any quarterback time, he's going to make smart decisions. And I think Daniel Jones is, I'm going to use the word again, rejuvenated, right? He's happy to be in a situation where, he was dumped on, and now he's like, hey, I'm playing for my pride. You got running backs that are playing. They're seeing an opportunity to take over the division, and their defense is solid, right? And I mean, I'm not trying to be superstitious or anything like that, but when you got a locker room that had an owner that was very engaging, and Jim Irsay passed away, there's a motivated ambiance that's in that locker room that's got these guys a different step. So you have to think about little intangibles like that could help motivate a team. Okay. So I like them. I think they're contenders, man. I see 11 wins.
That's good stuff. I want to get to the comments real quick because we got some Colts fans in the chat. CJ Jones says we got run on the Colts for y'all. Johnny Peace, Allen Powell. Shout out to the Go James platform. He says we got room on the Colts for y'all. Nobody's jumping on y'all bandwagon. Forget it. Happy for y'all. Kudos to y'all. Nobody's coming over for the Colts. Okay, that's not gonna happen.
We don't do that around here, bro. We don't bandwagon around here, bro. We going on with the ship. We don't bandwagon around here, bro. I seen my first Bears game in 1982, bro. So ain't no bandwagon popping off around here. You get it? You dig, my boy? I seen my first Bears game in 1982. So ain't no bandwagon popping up around here. We going down with the ship. We going down with the Titanic.
We definitely going down with the ship. But Johnny said Bears season over. That's what it's looking like, brother.
Pretty much. To me, like. I think so.
Yeah. And then the coach said, we got your coach. So look, real quick before I bring Devontae on, Thursday Night Football, Dolphins versus Bills. I believe Dolphins is in for a rude awakening this year. I think they probably gonna get smashed again by the Bills. I got the Bills probably big. It's gonna be some big moves for the Dolphins after this season. But real quick,
plus 14.
I literally thought coming into the season, bro, that there were 3 teams that could probably win 4 games and under.
Okay.
They were the Cleveland Browns.
Saints.
They were the New Orleans Saints, who I think New Orleans Saints is probably the worst team in football. I do. They probably got the least talented roster in the NFL. And the Dolphins.
Do y'all think any way possible Dolphins win this game? Or everybody we all choose the Bills?
No.
All right. Okay. That's all good. All right, let's get to some college football, man, because there's some stories that came out this week, man. Arch Manning got booed. Dabo Swinney trying to defend his pedigree and all. So we gotta bring my college football guy in. Devontae, thank you for coming on, my guy. You said first week, I asked you about Arch Manning. You said he got to show me. He got the name, but I don't know if he got the game. That's what you said it, and it's looking like it. He getting booed at the crib. It seemed like you was right on point with your whole take about him. What's going on in college football than Arch Manning?
Has not produced. I think we just gave him, that glorified number 1 spot too soon. He hasn't started really until this year. He had a start last year when Quinn Ewers went down. But again, at that time, that team was a solid team. It wasn't, on him to produce, to carry him to victory when he came in to play last year. This year, it's a different roster, and it's on him to produce. And he hasn't had any solid game so far this year. Didn't look good versus Ohio State on week 1. Week 2 versus San Jose State, a team that you were supposed to, you're supposed to be resting by halftime.
Right.
He had to play that entire game. Then this past weekend in UTEP. So, I think the most alarming thing about it is you have a head coach in Steve Sarkisian who is known to groom quarterbacks and as an offensive mind, and they have not put points on the board this year. So he got another chance this week versus Sam Houston, I believe.
Yeah.
Sam Houston this week with a game where they should win, where they shouldn't have to rely on their defense to pull them to victory before they get into SEC play. But as of right now, it's not looking good for him. So
Vic, I want to get go ahead. Finish.
I was just going to say that. So unless he have like a miracle turnaround, he's definitely going to be back at in college next year. He's not going to go in that draft.
Vic, I know you've watched college football very closely as well. What are your thoughts about Arch Manning?
Yeah, like you said, we all said like he got to show us, bro. Like everybody wanted to crown him because of the last name. You know what I'm saying? The pedigree. Everybody want to crown him before he had proved anything. And like the problem. I'm not gonna say it's a problem, but it's unfortunate that there have been some outliers that come into college football. And you have some freshmen and some guys who are young. They come in, they play well as sophomore, freshmen, and it just puts so much pressure on all these other guys. And it's with the NFL too. You get an outlier like a CJ Stroud or a Jaden Daniels, and now this is the expectation for every young quarterback coming to the NFL to be able to play right away. And we all know that's not the case, man, with the league. You have to mature. Peyton Manning didn't make his Pro Bowl to his 4th year in the NFL, but 1 year he had 30 interceptions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Rookie, yeah.
Nowadays, a guy like Jaden Daniels wouldn't get a chance to throw 30 interceptions.
Yeah.
Anthony Richardson wouldn't get a chance to throw 30 interceptions because there have been so many outlets where a guy had came in, and this is just like rare that a guy plays well right out of the gate.
Yeah.
So I knew the tip of my expectations on Arch because when's the last time really like a freshman or even rare first freshman or a person with that limited experience just came in and dominated from the first game on? Deshaun Watson, which is an outlier.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Which is an outlier in college football. In college football, you very rarely have freshmen come in that dominate at the quarterback position. I can't think of it right off the gate.
Yeah, I feel you, man. I'm amazed because he's at a big time school. So I'm thinking, and he got a chance to sit down last year. So, he got a chance to watch Ewers play, and the pressure wasn't really on him. And I'm thinking he's going to ball out. But Devontae said it like, I don't know, man.
And then it's not an excuse for him, but then I look at their roster. I thought they were going to be a much better team, too, overall. I did. I thought that was going to be a much better team overall, and it would have been as much pressure on him to try to win games by himself, but that's not been the case.
Vontae, also Dabo Swinney, catching a little heat. I think they 1-2 to start off the season. They was ranked very high coming into the season, and they're not performing. Everything that I know about Dabo Swinney, he's always been a staple there. National championships, all of that thing. But he had to defend. He had to defend his record, so to speak, when he's at the podium. It's like, if y'all tired of winning, then let me go. What do you think about that press conference? Like should he be under fire, or is he right for defending his record?
Oh, he's definitely right to defend it. I think that comes with the territory when you win. The expectations is to have that level of consistency, but he's not going anywhere. They'd be crazy because okay, if not Dabo, then who? Yeah. Who are you going to replace him with? Yeah. And he has been consistent, You're talking about, they have they won 7 of the last 10 seasons. They 2 national titles, like what he said in the press conference. So yeah, I think they just jumping the gun. And they had, 2 tough opponents right out the gate. Georgia Tech is not a slouch opponent. They run the ball like crazy with a running quarterback. And then who they have week 1? I can't remember off the top of my head.
Ohio State.
They no. Texas had Ohio State. Clemson first week.
I can't remember what they played the first week.
I want to say it was LSU.
We'll look it up.
LSU.
Okay.
LSU. I want to say it was LSU.
Okay.
So those 2, right out the gate, and again, how we talk about, like, it's not like NFL where you get them preseason games to get going. It's no joint practices. Like, you beating up on each other, then week 1 you got to come out and face another opponent. So you still iron out them kinks. I think they'll get it turned around because, again, they are in the ACC. So the 2 top dogs in the ACC right now, I'll say, is Florida State, and I guess you can include Miami in there. So Miami, Florida State, and then again, Georgia Tech is still is looking good. So they still have an opportunity to compete for an ACC championship to try to get to the college football playoff. Okay, but it is some programs firing their coaches already, though. You had UCLA fire their coach this past weekend. Virginia Tech fired their coach, and it may be another one on the chopping block before we get to Dabo. Dabo not going anywhere. I'm not saying that, but Florida, Billy Napier, is they right now they 1-2, but they can definitely be 1-4 by the next 2 weeks. They got a bye week, but they got Miami, then they got a bye, and they come back to Texas. So those are 2 games that they can lose, and then you can look at them being 1-4, and I think that he's not going to make it. There was already a question mark coming last season, and they, the end of last season about him staying around. So
we got the professor checking in on YouTube. Says Clemson is overrated. Those championships were almost a decade ago. So that's a thing too. Like I know with NFL, it's like, what have you done for me lately, or not for long? Like what's so. He might have a point there.
I give Dabo his credit. Like, he's been a great coach, but I've never really been a fan, bro. It's arrogant sometimes, and the things he says always rub me the wrong way. I've never been a big Dabo Swinney fan, bro. So, I give him credit for his accomplishments because I'm no hater, and I just got to keep it a buck. He has had some success there, but it's not been lately. You haven't had success lately. So, I would never say, oh, man, no, they won't let him go or nothing like that, because like Professor already said, those championships ain't fresh. Like Ohio State and Michigan, they ain't fresh. Those are Trevor Lawrence and Deshaun Watson national championship. Trevor Lawrence going on his 6th year in the NFL this year, bro. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Dabo, you ain't getting nothing lately. Your teams haven't been the greatest lately. They've been solid, but you haven't won on national championships.
Yeah.
So it's not like, Joe said, you living off of what you did 10 years ago, which is fine. You got the right to. Like, you always have the right to remind them how good you were.
Yeah.
But you also got to come back enough, show them how good you can be nowadays too, because you already said it's what have you done for me lately.
Absolutely.
Sports just is. It's what have you done for me lately.
That's sports. Fernando, I want to get you in real quick. Archman and Dabo, any thoughts?
Well, I was going to say that when we look at the landscape of college football, right? College football, as you said, it has definitely shifted to, what have you done for me lately? This is a win now culture, and it's one thing to have a win now culture. And remember, several years ago, when you had these teams, they had ramped up opportunities. They're going to play the San Jose States and then to start the season. Now, because of the money, the NIL, and everything else, is like, no, we're going to play number 1 versus number 3, week 1. There's no preseason here. And guess what? This team has a flip turnover of 20 new roster players because these people redshirted, this person transferred an NIL. It's created a crazy landscape that probably I could say college coaching is probably the most difficult sport to coach or be responsible for. You're dealing with young minds that ain't mature. When somebody's taking $7 million, their discipline is different, right? Yeah. And it's definitely a win now culture. And it's how do you cope with that? And that transcends back to the whole Arch Manning. We didn't hype up Arch Manning. The media hyped up Arch Manning. Right. Yeah. Football is politics, man. If you have the name on your back, it's going to happen. But you know what? They could boo Manning. He's going to be good in 2 or 3 years because some NFL team is still going to pull a trigger and say,
he's going to get drafted.
He's going to get drafted because we're going to look at the maturity of who his uncles are, and he's going to develop to be a good player.
I bet you he don't drop. I bet you he don't drop to the 5th round. He probably still go above Shedeur Sanders like the 4th round.
Exactly.
Or at least the 4th round.
It's
even if he don't even
perform
as much as Shedeur did, he's still going to get drafted higher.
The conversation of Arch Manning is going to shift when you listen to the commentators. It's going to shift, not talking about what he's doing. They'll be like, imagine what he's going to look like in 2 years. Listen to that. Pay attention to that because that's the conversation that's going to shift.
Yeah. And look, that's a whole nother conversation we could have, but I'm gonna leave alone because I don't want no smoke coming towards me later on. But we know
we
what
it is. We're gonna touch on that later on, though, man. I want all the smoke. I want all the smoke. We're gonna touch on that later on. I welcome all the smoke. I welcome all the smoke. Call me Fire Marshal Bill. I welcome all the smoke.
I'll tell you what I want to say, and I'll let you say it, so I ain't gotta say it.
Yeah, I got you. You know what I'm saying? We know what it is, and we're gonna touch on it later on, though, like you said.
Vontae, week 4 is coming up, college football. Anything that you looking forward to this week coming up?
Man, big game of the week. Number 9, Illinois, fighting Illini. They headed to IU Bloomington to face the number 19 Hoosiers.
Okay.
So that's the game of the week that I like to see.
Yeah, that's the game I want to see.
So yeah, that's the one that I'm gonna be watching.
I like this. We might have to make this a segment. Devontae's game of the week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
give us a game of the week to look at. I like this. Yeah, we're gonna have to make that happen. They're gonna have to give us a game of the week every week to look forward to.
He said Prime about to be out of there.
Yeah. Well, DeJuan Freeman said no. Prime is the one about to get fired. Let's talk about him for a second because he's a big time name. His name.
Oh, this is his first year without his kids and Travis.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then Fernando already touched on how everybody's got NIL money now. Everybody can pay for the best players. That don't mean that guys like Deion Sanders or my guy Nick Saban, even though he ain't coaching no more, you're not getting the best players at one school all the time. They're getting spread out because everybody got NIL money. Everybody got NIL money.
Yeah. So I would say the thing about Prime, if people really want to have a true conversation and critique without, it's people that's a fan and they feel like they can't criticize him. But he built a coaching staff with, Hall of Famers.
Right.
And they never really been true coaches. And if you really watch the game, I don't know, are they really coaching them up and developing them?
Or just motivational speakers.
Or just motivational speakers. They put, and if you want to watch it, they put all their content on YouTube. With their son page, like literally all their practices and all of that. But one thing was eye-opening, like the week 1 when they had the game to Georgia Tech, they had a 2-minute drill opportunity to go down and get in field goal range or even get a possible touchdown score. A mismanagement of the clock, no timeout. Didn't take responsibility on that after the game, in the press conference. And then this past weekend, they had a Friday night game, Houston. And close game in the first half. Second game, it seemed like, the play calling, they had opportunities to run the ball, and it seemed like they just really want to pass it. They care about style points, but the style, what you want to do, don't fit your roster. They offensive line, they got a bigger offensive line, but still, again, there's no cohesiveness in that when you go into the portal and just get these guys and try to put them together. Most offensive lines, you recruit them and they play together and build, not just pick them here and there. And I'm gonna try to piece something together. So right now they 1-2. They got an opponent this week in Boulder playing Wyoming.
Okay.
A game that they should win, but Wyoming do have a defense, and they could make that game ugly for them.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that pan out for them. But overall, the roster is not what you think it is, and they still have a quarterback question. They still don't have a defined starter. So it's rumored that they're going back to Salter, who was a starter for the first 2 games of the season. And they put in Staub, who was like the 3rd string. But then you got a 5-star that you only had. He put him in the game, 2nd game of the season. I think he got like 6 plays, then pulled him and put the 3rd string in, and the 3rd string finished that game and then started this past game. So if I'm a lineman, I don't know what, you don't
know the cadence.
You don't know nothing. I got 3 quarterbacks I'm playing with. So it's definitely question marks, and they're gonna have to figure that out if they trying to, put some W's on the board.
I want to mention this too. You talked about these players are not getting coached up, and I was thinking, like, just because you're a Hall of Famer don't mean you're a good coach.
No.
And so I wonder about the Warren Saps. Like, is he a good coach, or just because he's a Hall of Fame player, they just thinking he's going to be, if we just bring him in the room, the defensive line is automatically going to be better. And so
you got also Marshall Faulk as the running back coach over there.
Wow. Yeah. So that's a good point, man. But listen, man, appreciate you jumping on. Giving us the college football knowledge. We'll have you back next week. Give us the game in a week and see what's going on.
We didn't even get to Vic 0-2 Notre Dame.
Hey bro. The Bears already got me depressed enough, bro. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Now go ahead. I'm surprised Allen didn't bring that up. I was waiting on it.
Man.
I literally was waiting on it. I literally was waiting on it.
Miami hat.
Hey dude, I don't like you, man. Bro. Hey, bro, it's the same thing, too. Inexperience at the quarterback position. CJ Carr, I'm being honest. At the end of the year, he going to be a dumb. Right now, he got to get them repetitions, bro. Like, it just is what it is. He got to get the repetitions, bro. You got to get the repetitions. And we got to get healthy in the secondary. We had 2 All-American quarterbacks leave our games with injuries. So your secondary stinkers we see with the Bears, you're going to give up points. And that's what happened in this Texas A&M game, bro. Our quarterbacks were hurt, and they wide receivers, like 4-3 speed was killing us.
But at least that game should have got the overtime if you would have got that field goal.
Yeah, dude. He mishandled that day goal. He mishandled the snap.
Yeah. But the nice thing about that is this week you get a practice game versus Purdue.
Yeah. We get our first win of the year in the blowout fans.
Let me ask you this real quick, Vontae. Notre Dame still got a chance to make the college football playoff?
No, they don't. They got a chance to make a good high ball game.
Yeah.
Quality loss.
They needed to win at least one of
the 2 games because I'll be honest.
Texas. Yeah,
they don't really play no.
Go ahead, Vontae.
No, I was just go ahead, Vic.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
They don't have any other quality opponents on their schedule. You got Syracuse that's okay, but then you got Navy, you got Purdue,
those are quality wins.
But they not doing anything.
They not good this year either. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, this is your chance right here. 2 top 25 teams. You beat both of them. You basically you in the playoff. I'm being honest because you can run the table after that.
Right. Now, they was good games and close losses. They didn't get blown off the field like they shouldn't be there with them. It was two solid games. But again, you needed to at least pull out one of those.
Yeah. But it's just hard to like we all said, it's hard to win with a young quarterback, bro. It just is. It's just so hard to win with a young quarterback. You got to look at the last couple championships. Ohio State quarterback, he was experienced. The year before that, J.J. McCarthy, even though we're not fans, he had experience.
The professor says the Notre Dame name itself gives them a chance. What are they ranked right now? What are they ranked right now since they lost some?
We got 14 or something like that.
No, 24.
24.
Okay.
I would say they might still have a chance. They might need some help, though. They need some help. Some losses by some teams.
The thing about it with Notre Dame being independent, it pays to their detriment in the college football playoff situation.
Right.
Because they're not in a conference. So automatically, they not the highest that they can get is 5.
Got you.
So with them not even being in the ballpark right now,
right?
And again, we talk about no more like rank or quality opponents on the schedule for the rest of the year.
Yeah,
it's tough. Yeah, strict schedule plays a huge part with the way they do the playoffs nowadays. With the NCAA playoff, the way they do the playoff instead of just the games like they used to. Strict schedule plays a lot. Those were 2 tougher teams all year back to back. You win one of them, you got a chance to be in the national championship.
Yeah.
I just don't see no other opponent, even if when they went out, there's somebody like, oh, well, that's a quality victory to throw them back in there. Like USC is not ranked.
Yeah.
Purdue ain't ranked. Army and Navy definitely ain't ranked.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Syracuse is not ranked. Like these were the toughest 2 games of the year. The best chance for you to make a name for yourself.
I'm looking at the schedule right now. You got Purdue, Arkansas, Boise State, North Carolina State, UCLA, Boston College, Navy, Pittsburgh, Syracuse, Stanford.
Okay, I see what you're saying, Fernando. But you lift your hand like you still think they might have a chance to get into the number 12. All they gotta do is get number 12, right, Vontae?
I said it's politics, and the person commented and said just on the name itself, right? Yeah. They run the gamut. You're gonna see some votes, and the people are gonna create the reason to say, hey, they've only lost those 2 games, the one by Miami and Texas by 1 score.
Yeah.
So they're in there. They're competitive teams, and they got better. And people are going to find reasons to hype them up and vote them in. Yes, they're going to need some help. I agree. The probability right now is that they won't get in. But don't be shocked if they run the table that people are going to make reasons for them to get in.
Especially if they blow some teams out, too.
Hey, bro, I have no problem with them running the table. That's my team. That's been my team for 40 years. I want to see them win. I'm not arguing against that. I'm just looking at reality, bro. I know how much strength the schedule plays. I get they got 12 teams, but there are 13 teams that have beaten more better competition. I think they deserve to go over my team. I'm not that biased. I get the name is great. I get all that.
But we all know it's not always goes to the deserving team. Because I ain't gonna lie. And I ain't trying to hate on your team, Devontae. I done seen Alabama get in on some times. Like, come on, man. Like, no, they got in on the name themselves, not because of the victories that they got. They got in some years. It was like, nah, bro. They shouldn't be where they at. But on the name itself, Nick Saban and all of that, they got in, and I didn't like that. So I think Notre Dame still got a chance as well. I agree.
I agree with you. It's good for college football when Notre Dame is good. We all know that. It's good for college football when Notre Dame is a good team. It is because of their fan base is one of one. Fan base is one of one. I'm gonna keep it a buck. They haven't won a national championship since Lou Holtz in 1988, and they still selling out the arena every year. They selling out on the road every year. Like they're one of one when it comes down to support from the fans and different things like that. And just like love overall is one of the favorite all-time college football teams. Yeah. But you got to look at it now, though, bro. The SEC is your money maker. You got 5-6 good teams over there every year.
Yeah. I get you.
To close it out, I know you're trying to wrap it up. It was nice to see, as last year, that round 1 of the college football playoff to be on the college campus. So to see that game, IU at Notre Dame, it was pretty spectacular to see that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Professor said lost to NIU at home. Committee wants Notre Dame just winning their end. So we're gonna see, Professor. Keep checking in with
but that goes back to the stricter schedule last year. They had some big victories last year, though, too. Don't just point out the loss to NIU and then don't point out all the quality victories they had, especially on the road. Texas A&M, Miami.
He said,
you know what I'm saying?
Professor said the best win they had last year was Army.
He already started. He already started doing the echo, making those reasons of why they should get in. 2 losses on the road. Okay.
Yeah. We are about to get ready to close the show out, though. I do want to get to the scripture today. It is Isaiah 40:6. I read this a couple days ago, and like what it said. Where's my pitch at? But basically it says the grass will wither and people will fade, but God's word will never change. And so, and we think about flowers and things of that nature. And God equated it to people. People gonna be people. They might switch up on you. They're gonna change, but His word will never fade. So if people start acting funny, no matter who it is, it can be your mama, your spouse, your cousin, friends. You know, all of that stuff may wither and fade. People might switch up on you, but God's word is going to remain the same. Put your trust in God, because that's the only thing that's constant. And we can love them and we can trust them, but people will switch up no matter who they are. I'm just saying. But you know, if you got some good solid people, that's good. That's great. But if they switch up, just know they just human beings. They're just human beings, and put all your faith in God and His word, because that's the only thing that's going to remain the same. So go check out Isaiah 46:8. Read it for yourself. I might have chopped it up a little bit. I usually have my picture, so I had to just summarize it, the best way I could. But Isaiah 40:6, that's the scripture of the day. I want to thank all my guys for coming on. Vontae, appreciate you. Fernando, holding it down
Vontae,
for
thanks
us.
for getting Al in the college football, man, because him and I had some conversation a couple years ago. And he was honest with me. He's like, I don't follow college football much. He's like, I wait till the draft. I see who the players are coming from the best schools, so I know who. But he's like, I never really followed college football. So now that you took him to that game last year, you got him into it, and I like it, man. I like it.
Yes. He's reeling me in. He's reeling me in. So, but yeah, we're gonna keep it going, man. Appreciate y'all. We're gonna see y'all next week. We are out.
Peace.
Appreciate you guys.
Alan Powell. It's the Alan Powell Show.